Hello friends, welcome back. My name is K, and this is the K Plays While Toon Leveling Project. We are in State of the Union number 3, friends. I had tried to do these at least once a month to give us a snapshot of where we are with the project and what is coming up next. So, without further ado, let's talk about it, shall we? Our first Toon Thance, our human rogue, is level 70, and as you can see, I did spend some time decking him out in the pre-expansion gear. Now, the War Within is very, very soon. So, we will be seeing all of this change, but I did spend some time in the pre-patch, gearing him up, getting him ready, to give us a little bit of an edge forward in moving him through questing and getting him through that process. So he's currently just hanging out in random areas, doing some dailies and just enjoying his little break time before we start grinding for the expansion pack. So that is our human mage, level 70, and feeling pretty good about it. He's an assassination rogue with herbalism and skinning currently. We're going to continue that in the War Within. Next up is Javian, our Nightborn mage. She's an arcane mage. I also geared her up through the pre-expansion event. Haven't really done much with her outside of that, but she is level 70 with tailoring and skinning, and she is our character, at least our first character, that has the Warlords of Draenor garrison. So she's spending a bit of time getting that leveled up a little bit. We're not going to do too much with it, but I want to be able to have the auction house available for her, because I think I'm going to make her my banking toon and replace Stockpile, our monk, banking toon with Javian. So we will see how that goes. That's the current plan with her. Radis is our Kultiran druid. She's a restoration druid. She also is decked out from the pre-expansion event. I spent a little bit of time grinding that up, friends. She currently has enchanting and inscription as her professions. We are probably going to leave at least enchanting for her, and I might pick up something other than inscription. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do with her. But she's level 70, and she's just hanging out in Stormwind, chilling. She's in the inn, having a few drinks, enjoying herself, not really worrying too much until the War Within comes in. Every once in a while, I do send her some items to disenchant from my farming toons, which are these 3 up here. We'll talk about those in a minute, as they are not part of the project. So hanging out in Stormwind, just chilling, not really worrying about it too much. Next we have Alandeth, our level 70 evoker. Yes, he is the last toon that I actually went through and geared up through the pre-patch event, looking pretty snazzy with the pink and the green going on in there. Now he is level 70, and I must say, through the pre-expansion event and working through those objectives and taking out those bosses, I really felt really started to feel and understand the evoker playstyle and spell rotation. So Alan Death is a pretty decent contender for our secondary character. I like to have a main and a secondary in an expansion that are a little bit different from each other, because, you know, as you go through, you get a little bored sometimes. So I've got a DPS and a healer already. We're going to see how that goes. But he's just hanging out in Dalaran after the pre-expansion event. Not much there. I should say I am recording this on the 9th of August. So you are seeing this a little bit later after I have recorded it. You're seeing this on the 22nd of August. Because I'm going to take a little bit of a break from World of Warcraft just before the expansion comes out. But I've pre-recorded some videos to be on the channel, so you have some videos every single day between now and then. So anyway, back to the Toon leveling project. Next up we have Detmer. Detmer is our Dark Iron Dwarf Shaman. She is a restoration shaman, and she was leveled through the Mists of Pandaria remix option. And as of the time of recording of this video, she is not out on the real world yet. But I don't have professions for her yet. I don't have a plan for her yet, but she is there and she is hanging out, just enjoying herself in the Jade Forest. Next, we have Saru. Saru is our Blood Elf Paladin. He's a Retribution Paladin. He was also leveled through the Mists of Pandaria remix, and not much to talk about here. He just is just hanging out, just like Detmer, our Shaman. No professions yet. We're going to change that, though. My three tunes that were leveled through the Mr. Pandaria remix, those are probably going to become farming tunes. We'll see how that goes. Next, we have Burnham. Burnham is our Pandaren on the Alliance side. We will have one on the Horde side as well. That is a Mistweaver monk. Again, she was leveled through Mists of Pandaria remix, just healing some dungeons. Likely going to take her into healing in the War Within, and we'll decide what professions to give her at some point down the road. And last but not least, currently in the project, you just saw 2 episodes with this little gentleman right here, Villafort, our Goblin Warlock. He is a Destruction Warlock, currently sitting at level 21. You'll see more of that in the next time we see his videos on the channel, but I am going to be focusing on the War Within and taking our rogue through that process first. So those will be the next few videos on the channel, getting our rogue to level 80 and through the storyline available with the War Within on launch day. So Villafort is going to be hanging out in Pandaria until we hit probably level 70. Haven't quite decided yet, but you'll see another episode of him leveling, and then we will dive a bit further into the War Within with our other characters as well. So he is the only thing I'm playing right now as of the recording of this video, just enjoying the leveling process, getting through that. My goal is to get him green fire before we take him to the War Within. So we do have that item. We do have the ability to start that quest chain, and we will be doing that before we take him to the War Within, because I think the green fire plus all the aesthetics of the zones in the expansion is going to be super, super fun to play around with. So that is the plan for that. The next couple of tunes that we will be creating on the character, just for some foresight into what my plan is for the next couple of characters. The next character we create is going to be a Lightforged Draenei. I don't know what that one is going to be. He might be a paladin. She might be a priest. Haven't quite decided yet, but Lightforged Draenei is up next, and then we have High Mountain Tauren coming close after. So those are the next 2 tunes that we're going to be working on in the project. I do have a plan for the Lightforged Draenei to go through Shadowlands, and the High Mountain Tauren will be going through Battle for Azeroth. Apart from that, not sure what we're going to do there. They will both be dual gatherers, mining and herbalism, so that we can gather up some of those materials as we work through leveling, because we haven't really focused on them but too much yet. But that's going to be the next 2 characters that we level. So I'm super excited about those, one of which I have a name for, one of which I do not. So that'll be on the docket moving forward. So I want to talk about a little bit about some of the other characters that I have. I have a shaman leveled in Mists of Pandaria remix. Raviolio is not part of the Toon leveling project, but he is a restoration shaman leveled through Mop remix, just to play around with. I have Tivoli, who is a feral druid leveled through remix. He's going to be a farming toon. I'm not really going to focus too much on the leveling project for him, but as I start diving into gold making and more of those types of activities, you'll see more of Tivoli here on the screen. He doesn't have professions yet, but he will. A couple of names I have saved are here on the screen. They haven't been given to a character yet, but I reserved the names because they were available. So let's talk about the top 4 characters, the characters you see on my warband here, because that is something that I focus on a little bit more than the others right now. But once once we go into War Within, it will be focusing on Thance and probably Radis for a little bit as we level those up through the experience. But I did want to speak about these characters. So, Tekoa is a level 70 mage, arcane mage. Tekoa is the first character I ever created on World of Warcraft and has been around since the week after launch in vanilla. He's gone through some race changes, some not class changes, faction changes, but it's the same character. I have all kinds of things in his bank that I will never touch. It's a character that's near and dear to my heart, and I will never leave him behind too far. So he might be the 3rd or 4th character I level to level 80. Traditionally, I have always taken him through the experience first, but I'm going to do it on the rogue first, just to push through some more content for the channel. And I will probably do a stream or 7 of Tekoa leveling through the experience here on YouTube. So be on the lookout for that if you like live streams. I also might be doing something on Twitch. We'll see. I haven't quite decided where I'd like to live stream yet, but it is something that I'm looking at. Lurd is a level 70 arcane mage. Again, this was a character I had on some random server for a very long time that I was using to farm transmog with. I have since moved him to a different server, and I don't really do anything with this character. And honestly, I'm thinking of deleting this character. I have absolutely no attachment to him whatsoever. And I think it would be cool to have room in my warband for whatever character I am focusing on in that episode, just to be able to see that character here in the front and be on display like this. I really like the warband feature on this login screen. Kardike is a feral druid currently. He was leveled as a restoration druid. This was my first druid that I ever created in World of Warcraft. So he stays around for that purpose exactly. I have a very close connection to druids. I love the class. I love how they play. I love being able to play various roles with one character. So I keep that character with me at all times. And he'll be going to level 82. We have lots of leveling. And then we have Stockpile, our bank toon for the leveling project. Now, I'm going to go into Stockpile here, and we're going to have a little chit chat about what's happening with the gold situation, the gold making efforts, etc. So the 3 toons, Lurd, Tekoa, and Kardike, are my current farming toons, and I just farm dungeons with old content, etc. And I have been taking any greens that I pick up as part of that process and sending them over to Stockpile to sell on the auction house. Green or higher level BOEs and some reagents and some patterns. We currently have 743 auctions worth 9.1 million gold if they were all to sell at that price, which is not a bad number. It's a pretty decent number. I've been getting consistent sales. I seem to have a lot sitting here that are about to expire, so I'll need to repost those. My strategy for selling transmog is that I don't do cancel scans. I post them whenever they go, and I have enough volume of them that I get consistent daily sales. And I'm talking 10, 20, 30,000 gold at this point every single day, which is a pretty decent number. I expect it to slow down a little bit once the leveling comes out for the War Within. As you can see, we've got in the last 24 hours, 10,000 gold. not bad, not bad. So I expect the sales to slow down a little bit once we get into the expansion full force and everybody is out, doing new things and new content. But as it starts to slow down, transmog sales will ramp back up. So it's been quite an interesting journey seeing the transmog changes as somebody who does some light gold making and plays around with that.
Have I got a deal for you?
But we have gone from 0 gold on this server to 263,000 gold in the time of this project. And to be honest, friends, it has only been just about a month and a half. I am not pushing this very far. I am not focusing on gold making. I just like to run old content. And to be honest, I'm using mods such as, actually, I'm going to have to go in and add it in here. Better wardrobe and wardrobe helper, etc. I've been using those types of add-ons as well as the all the things add-on to help me keep track of what I'm doing for dungeons that I'm still farming transmog for. So as soon as I'm able to get back into the interface here, I will show you. Hopefully I can find the icon. It's not showing for me. Why is it not showing? Who knows? Well, anyway, I'm using these add-ons because they keep a list of all the items that you have in the game, and you're able to drill down to dungeons, your specific expansion pack that you're looking at, and they give you, numbers of items that you're looking for, and you can see it breaks down into quests from the zone, normal runs, heroic runs, etc., and what you have picked up and what you have not picked up. So I'm just going through knocking some of those things out as I take a break from leveling or recording for this channel, and I do those dungeons until I fill them up. And I have completed or gathered all of the transmog from several different dungeons at this point. And in doing so, I've collected a lot of the greens that you see on that auction house Toon. So that is what we're doing with stockpile there. And again, I'm going to probably switch focus from stockpile to Javian the Mage as we get her garrison leveled up. I would like to transfer all of my auction house work to the garrison for one simple reason, friends. PvP exists in this game, and there are achievements for raiding the other factions' towns, and let me tell you, it's really annoying when you're trying to repost your auctions if somebody comes in and takes out the auctioneers, and you end up having to wait a little while before they respawn, and things can go back to normal. It's very, very annoying. So inside your garrison, when you have the auction house in there, nobody can do that. Nobody can disturb you. So that is my goal for that. And since Javian went through Warlords of Draenor, that might be what happens there. We will see. We will see. So that covers my update today. We're going into the War Within very, very soon. So the next videos you see on the channel will be probably, hopefully, all fingers crossed, all things considered. If Blizzard comes around and says that the game is delayed, then that'll change. But I am recording this again on the 9th of August, editing it and getting it put out and scheduled for you on that day. So there's a lot of things that could change in 2 weeks. Hopefully it doesn't, but you will be seeing this on the 22nd of August. And for you, all things going well, we should be going into the War Within starting with tomorrow's video. So super looking forward to that. I cannot wait to start the new expansion with you, and cannot wait to continue this Toon leveling project, because I gotta tell you, I'm having a lot of fun with the Warlock here. So much fun, in fact, that I'm going to continue leveling him, and there might be a long video where we go from 21 to 70 or 80. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm also going to start the next 2 characters in our progress, or in our list between now and the War Within. So I'm going to take some time. Those videos are going to be a little bit different. There's going to be a little bit more in them. They're going to be edited a little differently. we're going to see how those go too. So you'll have to let me know when you see them. Likely going to be around September 1st or so, once we get through the initial week or two of the War Within. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves today. If you had, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I hope to see you around our Toon leveling project as we continue to grow. We still have quite a bit of work to do, leveling one character of each playable race in the game. And trust me, with the War Within, there's one more coming, and it can be both Horde and Alliance, so of course we have to have two. But until then, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.